Game 4 of the Eastern Conference quarterfinals. Glad you could join us today. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. And welcome to 2K Sports and the NBA. We've got Toronto and the Philadelphia 76ers. A quick check now of the starting lineups for both teams. And one of the guys we'll be seeing in this one, James Harden.
Yeah, Harden is really an instant offense type guy. Kevin, he's been a role player off the bench the last couple of years, but it seems like he's ready to emerge into a star. He's instant offense when he comes into the game.
And Steve, it's not just because Harden can get hot in a hurry. It's also because he can find ways to get the shots he wants. And he isn't just a catch-and-shoot guy. He knows when to put it on the floor, create some space, and then pull up for the two. He's also a better passer than advertised.
We take a look at the 76ers. A critical juncture in the series for them, even though they lead the series 2-1. A win or a loss tonight can have a dramatic effect on the outcome of this series.
Yeah, it's a huge game. I mean, every game in the playoffs is big, Kevin, but this one just feels big from an emotional standpoint. You get the victory, you go up 3-1, and you have a virtual stranglehold on the series.
Yeah, they can't afford to lose this one. That's my opinion. I mean, not here at home. Come on now. It would completely change the outlook of the series. I mean, they did so well to swipe that home court advantage, and you don't want to give it right back.
Three-pointer. That's good.
How about that? They respond to a three-pointer with a quick three of their own.
Yeah, terrific. Great back-and-forth sequence right there.
And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Well, Kevin, here's what the Raptors head coach had to say when we spoke earlier. He told me this is as close to being a must-win game as you can possibly get. He said, we can't afford to go down 3-1. It would just make things so hard on us. We've got to do whatever it takes and find a way to even this series up. We'll see if they can come through tonight, guys.
And thank you, Doris. Now, here's Green. Shot clock at 6. 76ers moving the ball around. It's Harden with the drive. Here's Embiid. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
The offense just getting right to the rim, but at least they saved the layup with the foul.
That's old school basketball rules. I mean, at the end of the day, no easy layup. Earn it from the line.
Philadelphia on deep. Will come into the game following the win on Sunday.
And Kevin, in that game we saw a lot of sloppy play from the opposing offense. They popped the ball up way too often.
Yeah, and that did make things really easy, guys. Nice to get a win if you're on that side of it and not to have to work too hard for it.
Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Just 5 on the clock. Number 43. Rebound by the 76ers. Harden outside. Shoots it. Another miss by Harden.
And it is very dangerous to leave him open like that. Lucky break for the defense that he missed it.
That's tipped to the inside. Here's OG. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
I like the offensive awareness to exploit that lack of coverage on that play.
Outside, George gives him the lead pass. Embiid, no luck. And Toronto will go the other way with it. Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. To the middle, and they're running. Gets the bucket.
Well, great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, sure was. He made a beeline for the bucket as soon as they got the ball. Right away, straight to the rim.
And so here's Toronto. 4-point game. He feeds it to Flynn. And now running it up the court. Green pushing it all the way. Wasted no time on that one. Harden's got 5 now. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for Philadelphia.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard. Playing airtight defense and coming up with the steal.
And you're also seeing a lot of fast break routes, so this team doing a nice job getting easy points.
Now, here is Harden. He has 5. 6 to shoot. Fast break, Toronto. And he drops in the layup off the glass. He has 5.
Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket.
Harden right side. Outside, Green. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
Now here's Flynn. Tight defense on him. Now the 76ers on the break. Harden's shot is good. Harden's got 7 points.
That's pretty much been the norm for them. Getting their points off assists and great ball movement.
Nice rhythm and flow for this team. Tremendous communication and alertness.
And so here's Toronto. They trail by 9 points. The dive for the ball. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors able to retain possession here. And now let's see which teams were the most dominant on the glass during the regular season. Number 1, the Raptors. 5th on the list, the 76ers.
You know, both of these teams have guys that got the most out of their natural abilities to grab rebound. It's a combination of timing and tenacity and positioning, and they've got those things in abundance.
Little touch of class there, guys. The end of that play with the finger roll.
The 76ers leading by 7. Back to George. And there's the 3-second violation. Raptors trail by 7. Number 43, defended by George. Ball's not loose, and that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. There's a good screen.
Look at the early lead, and it really comes down to defending the paint.
No good on the quick 3 from deep. Green. And it's Toronto with the rebound.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Yeah, they're lucky that they didn't get burned on that one.
Harden grabs the miss. For Philadelphia, they've gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Yeah, this is threatening to get kind of ugly out here.
Now here's Flynn. Not a lot of room. And he drops it in from the low post. 5 points in the game.
Well, the number 1 priority for a defense when you face this guy is to keep him getting anywhere from the basket because he's just so strong as a finisher.
And another thing I love about him is his willingness to really get in there and mix it up. I mean, to put his body on the line if that's what it's going to take to make a play.
Here is Flynn after the made shot from George. Number 43, defended by George. Flynn misses. The 76ers leading by 9. George sets a screen for Harden. All sorts of time. And again, it's Philadelphia.
Now, I'll tell you what, they've been a step slow here early on.
I agree with you. I mean, they're allowing too many open shots. They seem a little sluggish to me. They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
That's going to open things up for them on the perimeter going forward, Clark.
Here's Green. The Raptors getting the bucket. Here's Embiid. The finger roll finish at the bucket. 6 points for him.
Their offense already flowing. Some stellar shooting while jumping out to this lead.
Well, high-quality shots, and they've been on target with them.
And it's a completely new group for Toronto. Here's Barnes. Stolen. And here they come. Number 22. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way. Raptors trail by 11. Flynn the pass to Barnes. Back to Flynn. Flynn off the pick from Barnes. Flynn dishes to Barnes and blocked.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the board.
Yeah, and even though it's early, I mean, that's a great sign for them for the rest of the game.
Toronto's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Number 24 laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Philadelphia leading by 9. To the paint, number 30 lays it up and in on a nice reverse.
They built a big lead here early.
Both defensively and offensively. They've been terrific right from the tip.
And there's a minute 45 left in the first quarter. They grab their own miss. Barnes. Dishes it to Millsap. Passes it to Jordan.
Incredible. They couldn't have dreamt of a much better start than what they've had here today.
Everything's worked, especially offensively, and what a lead they have already to show for it.
Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. Back to Flynn. 5 to shoot. It's hauled in by the 76ers.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Back to Jordan. Number 22. And a miss there on the triple. Poked away. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Puts up a 3. Can't get it to go. The 76ers leading by 13. Always going up for the alley-oop here. Millsap misses.
Tried to get a little too fancy with that one.
Unless the alley-oop is going to be uncontested on both ends of the play, you're better off avoiding it.
Shot denied.
He's killing them with his poor shooting. The defense is more than willing to give him those shots now.
That will count. And it's in. Oh, wow, he nails the buzzer beater.
Boy.
First round of the Eastern Conference playoffs. The Brooklyn Nets go up against the Milwaukee Bucks this Thursday, 7 p.m. Central. Don't miss it.
Welcome back to Game 4 as we get ready to start things up again. And Steve Clark, 76ers, pretty much in control here.
It was a pretty solid first quarter for this club. They limited their mistakes and really took advantage offensively.
You know what? I like what I've seen from him on the other end, forcing a few giveaways. That's excellent pressure and good activity with the hand.
And for Toronto. And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession.
Boy, they couldn't hook up there on what's really a pretty basic pass.
Here is Flynn. There's the pass to Barnes. Poked loose. The feed to Bass. And not sure what he was thinking there. Raptors trail by 16. Pass to Barnes. Now the 76ers on the break. Number 11. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. And so it looks like the Raptors will retain possession here. And the 76ers making a change here. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Knocked away. Here's the break. And he slams it one-handed.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
And it feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Zero. Drills it from outside. He has 5.
You know, sometimes you don't like to see guys pull up from three-point range on the break, but for him, with nobody on him, that's a pretty good shot.
Banked in off the glass. Philadelphia leading by 19. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. Toronto calls timeout.
Yeah, he has to be frustrated by how his offense is flowing. I can't blame him. You know, they're getting good looks out there, but the shots just aren't falling.
And that can get into a team's head if it goes unchecked, continuing to miss good shots. So this timeout might be a way to combat that.
Second chance shot, and that's 2 points on the layup.
Boy, what a great job making good on the second opportunity. He stayed with that play from start to finish.
And the jam by Harden. A free run to the hoop and some thunder on the finish.
Not exactly the way the D would have drawn that one up.
And when you got the space, you might as well throw it down. That's what I always used to do.
Four on the shot clock. Number 43 makes good on the step-back jumper. 7 points in the game.
You know, next time he has that much space, he should just go straight up with it and leave the fadeaway at home. Park that fadeaway, take the shot that's available.
And it's out of bounds. The 76ers have a retain possession here. And the Raptors making a change here. Here's OG, and it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
Can you hear the crowd kind of murmuring? I don't think they agreed with the officials on that one.
Steve, I tell you what, they're really letting them have it.
Harden with it. 11 points in the game. Unloads. But they'll get another chance. Fires the three. Gets it to go. 8 points for him.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, if you just looked at assist as the measuring stick, they've been by far the better team. Nice pass. He got the ball right into his teammate's shooting pocket. On time and on target.
The 76ers leading by 18. 0. Here's Embiid, and a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket.
And as the game has gone long, they've gotten much more aggressive on the offensive boards.
You know, crashing the boards is really an effort thing. It's an attitude and effort thing. And if teams get tired, they usually take a break on crashing the board, but they've done just the opposite here.
Fast break, Toronto. They get a hand on it.
Yeah, he didn't even bother to wait around for any help on that break.
That was a one-man job all the way, Steve. He knew what to do with it and when.
Fires for three. And the 76ers get it back. And you can count it over the line with a chance to make it three.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
And Toronto making a change here. Flynn's checked in. Beyond the arc. No good. And it's Philadelphia the other way.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
Fast break, Toronto on up the court. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. Knocked loose. It's stolen by Green. And now running it up the court. Green pushing it all the way. Raptors trail by 21. Here's the screen. Here's Flynn. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Green's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Green gets a screen from George. Feeds it to Harden. 0. Hits it from three-point range. 11 points in the game.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
And the Raptors call time here.
They've been very untidy with the ball here. You commit turnovers when you try to do too much or you force it. They need to focus on making the simple play, good passes, and moving the ball around.
Here's Trent, and it's blocked. Now Harden, 11 points in the game. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
And as hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan should be simple. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Back to Flynn. Here's Trent. And the shot's good on the assist by Flynn. Flynn's got 3 assists now in this one.
Well, he's a spot-up shooter, one of the best. And one of those guys who, if you give him an inch, I mean, that's all it takes. He will let it fly and frequently knock down that shot.
And, Steve, it's also really remarkable what a solid shooter he is, even in the presence of tough, sticky defense. He smoothly and calmly executes.
No luck. Good D by Harden.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady work they've been doing on the interior, no question. And that's, I think, the main reason they have this lead.
They've been outstanding from three-point range in this quarter.
The Raptors have gone 7 of 15 from the field here in the second quarter, just under 50% shooting. Here's OG. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. 11 points in the game.
But a pick worked really well there. Nice job taking it right to the 10 for the layup.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
Here's Flynn. They set the pick. Number 43, defended by George. Number 43.
I think the game plan needs to change here, guys, if they're going to get out of the hole, because he is not helping their offense.
And Green gets it to go.
And those are not the kind of three-point opportunities you can give to shooters in the NBA. These guys are just too good.
You're exactly right. It'll burn you every time, just like it's burning them here.
Offensive rebound, and that one's good.
Well, I tell you what, that is a lot harder than it appeared. You've got to get your body angle just right to shield you from the defense.
Harden gets to George. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Embiid battles through traffic and lays it in. He's got 18.
He is setting this place on fire, fellas. His shooting has been off the charts.
And here's Flynn. Here's OG. A finger roll finish at the bucket.
I think they've got to keep getting him the ball. When he's going like that, he's in his zone right now. Perfect from the field. You've got to continue to milk the hot hand.
One-on-one fast break. Off his foot. And the ref saying he kicked it. And Toronto making a change here. Young's checked in. .122 left in the first half of basketball. Outside Flynn. There's the pick. Off the pick. Connects. The jumper drops.
They've worked the ball around very well. I'll tell you what, they continue to find good looks from mid-range.
Well, they're just taking what the defense is giving them because the defenders are backing off and daring them to shoot.
Great D that time from Flynn. The Raptors shooting at an even 50% from the floor here in the second quarter. Here's OG. From outside, off the mark.
Boy, from my angle, it looked like it was in the bottom of the net. Looked good from here.
Yeah, I thought so too, Clark. Well, they're winning the speed game, guys, getting out in transition.
Boy, I like the energy they play with offensively and in the open court. Tremendous flow.
Trent, Millsap covering. Knocks it loose. And now the fast break. George with the ball. Harden outside. The dish to Millsap. Clock at 6. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark.
Well, one of his issues is he's a player that just does not excel at fighting through contact on his way to the rim.
So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
What unbelievable postseason action.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And we welcome you back to our coverage of Round 1 in the NBA playoffs. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. So on the floor for Philadelphia. Number 43, defended by George. Gets it to go. Flynn's got it going here in the start of the second half. The first points in the third quarter for the Raptors. On the wing, George. The shot is off. So the Raptors will take it the other way. Number 43, defended by George. Out of bounds, Philadelphia takes possession. Let's go to the 2K leaderboard. These teams were the best in the charity stripe in the regular season. The 76ers, number 1.
Well, I tell you what, Kevin, when you have numbers like this from the line, your coach is not only satisfied, but he's confident. Sure, there are some guys whose numbers help offset the weaker shooters, but overall, this has been a solid team from the line.
And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
And that call gets an instant reaction from the fans.
Well, that's a whistle that did not go over very well.
That doesn't go either for George.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots just have not dropped for him today.
Flynn against Harden. Now the 76ers on the break. And Green with the basket on the assist by George. Green's got 8.
Maybe with that, the lid on this basket will be lifted for him.
Number 43, defended by George. Number 43, Boucher. Soft touch off the glass. 6 points for him.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Yeah, that's 5 of their last 6 baskets inside the lane. They have really established themselves inside.
The Raptors have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Back to Flynn. Boucher. The shot's good on the assist by Flynn. Flynn's got assist number 5 here tonight.
Boy, they are just destroying them in the paint.
You could say that again, Steve. The defenders just aren't aggressive enough down low.
A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Right side, Flynn. And Philadelphia grabs the miss.
Boy, that's a warm-up jumper there. I mean, when you're a pro, you can't make excuses for missing that one.
And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
For Toronto, they've gone 4 of 6 from the field since the start of the third. And the Raptors call time here.
He did not look too happy about some of the things he saw on the court. So I would expect some changes here.
I think it's the right move, quite honestly. I mean, they just didn't look sharp or at their best out there. So take the time out, give yourself a chance to regroup. Flying high and throwing down the hard one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And he does it as well as anyone. Tremendous skill in the air.
Number 43. No good off the front iron.
You know, they're not totally dominating the glass, but they're definitely doing enough to keep this lead right where it is.
Well, if you're doing enough good things and you're maintaining at least a slight edge on the boards, you're usually going to be in pretty good shape.
Here's Bibb, and he uses the glass on the layup. He's got 20.
I don't know who was supposed to be on him there, but clearly a mistake by the defense.
For Toronto, they've gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field. Now here's Flynn. Defense right on him. Inside. Boucher. Boom, he jams it straight down.
How about that now? What a sensational finish.
Oh, got to be able to get some hang time to do that.
Yeah, you got to rise and levitate.
Suspend yourself.
Yeah, levitate.
And glide. You got to glide in and reverse it home. So sweet.
Barnes is checked in for the Raptors. For Toronto, they've gone 6 of 9 from the floor here in the second half. They've got to be happy with that. Flynn the pass to Barnes. Number 43, defended by George. Shot clock at 5. Here's Trent. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession. The Raptors making a switch here. The 76ers shooting has been fun to watch in this game. They're at 57%. And that one's good. 8 points for him.
I'm not sure that was the play they had set up, but it was too good a look to pass him.
Down low. The lead pass was put in just the right spot.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. I mean, defensively, the wind has just been knocked out of their sails.
Need to get more bodies committed down low.
Now here's Barnes. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Flynn dishes to Barnes. Back to Flynn. Looking to get it going. Another shot. He lays it in. The 76ers leading by 23. Pass to Green. Here's the 3. Gets it to go. Green's got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, you know, when they need a big 3, he's the guy they look to. He's about as reliable a deep threat as you're going to find.
And I know he's a fan favorite because he can catch fire immediately at any point in the ball game and just start pouring it in from all over the place. Brought back the finger roll. That's a nice finesse move to pull off with the defense all over him.
Here's George. Hands the tough leader from the outside. George has got his 3rd bucket of the night. The Raptors shooting 47%. Pretty solid. Flynn kicks to Barnes. Number 43, defended by George. He dishes it to Barnes. Outside Flynn. He passes it to Barnes. Back to Flynn. The Raptors need to get a shot up. For 3. And the shot is good.
Good job creating just enough space to let that one fly.
Number 22. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Toronto's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. He kicks to Barnes. Taken away. Number 22. That drops and it comes off an assist from Jordan. He's got 10. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the 76ers.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. Oh, how about that basketball, man? Wow.
It's not possible what we just said. Clark, is that possible?
Not probable, but it is possible, partner.
It's possible. Not probable. It is possible. I don't know what all that meant, but you're right, Clark.
Here's Barnes. 6 points for him. Speed. Barnes kicks to Flynn. His three-pointer's off the mark.
He's missing a lot of shots out here. Offensively, he just has not been able to produce in this quarter.
Oh, and it looks like that's going to be a goaltending call. Yep, that's it. So they'll get the basket.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
Kicks to Barnes. Number 18 drills the three-pointer.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
Number 22 And right away, they launch it with a three-pointer of their own. He's got 13.
He's starting to heat up from outside. That's his second this half.
Reed against Barnes. Doubled by Reed. Takes a three. Barnes. A follow-up flush.
Showing us a little force on that putback, Kev.
Well, there was no way he was going to let that chance slip away.
No, sir.
Now, you got to love his positioning as the shot went up. He anticipated that play.
Number 18. And there's the rejection. And they'll keep possession. Tries to keep it alive. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors able to retain possession here. Now let's bring up the 2K leaderboard to get a glimpse of the regular season's assist leaders. James Harden, third.
You know, he's been a great ball distributor this year. I mean, he's really done a nice job running his team, setting up other people, and ball movement is a big part of how teams get easier shots, and he's a big reason that this team has made it to the postseason because of his distribution.
And another shot. Jump shot is good. He has 5.
Very effective screen to set up the jumper. That was the key to that play.
No good on the triple. Raptors trail by 20. Barnes with it. 8 points for him. A three-pointer off the mark. He feeds it to Bass from about 19 feet. Not enough on that one as it misses.
And little to no chance of that shot going in.
Yeah, that was a tough one right there.
Number 18. That's good.
He's having quite the quarter here, guys. I mean, shooting the ball extremely well.
The 76ers leading by 18. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Back to Harden. A second chance effort. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. The 76ers have made 3 free throws so far. Haven't missed any. He makes 1 of 2 that time. Outside Flynn. 1 second left. No good on the buzzer beater. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome.
First round of the Eastern Conference playoffs. The Philadelphia 76ers go up against the Toronto Raptors. More NBA this Thursday night.
Welcome back as we get set to continue our coverage of this round 1 playoff matchup. Philadelphia's shooting has just been outstanding tonight. 56% as a team in this game. So the Raptors 5 right now.
Boy, you can't run an inbounds play any better than that right there.
Raptors trail by 21. Six on the shot clock. But he gets it back. It's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. The Raptors making a switch here. Philadelphia leading by 21. Number 22. Misses off the left iron.
Looked like he rushed that one, guys. The defense was out of position. He was wide open, just couldn't take advantage.
Young passes to Flynn. Here's OG. Number 5. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. Paul Millsap picks one up. The first one falls. That one is no good. 0. Can't get it to go. Now Toronto takes it the other way. OG, Millsap covering. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game.
Here's Embiid, lays it up and puts it in. 22 points for him.
I tell you, he's really carrying a lot of the load offensively, and that's almost always good news for them.
Trent guarded by Harden. Here's O'Keefe. Can't connect from 13 feet out.
Well, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
Dishes to Millsap. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. Number 22. Nice spin off the left rim and in. And Toronto has possession. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Outside Flynn. Just 5 to shoot. Launches a 3. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. And Toronto making a change here. Timeout called the 76ers.
I think he believes that if he takes some time here to kind of talk things over, it'll be well served for this club.
And, you know, maybe this gives him an opportunity to toy around with some of their game plan while he has their attention during this break in the action.
Right side, Flynn. Stolen away. Now the 76ers on the break. Took it the length and buries the 3.
This guy knows how to get it done. He knows what he's doing out there. A nice job from the three-point line this half.
There's a screen. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Good on the three-point shot.
Well, it took him a long time to get that three-point range. Maybe this will get him going.
And stolen by Flynn. Fast break, Toronto. And there's the call by the official. They'll count the basket here following the goaltending call.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
A lot of noise coming from these fans. Pretty unhappy with that call.
Well, you know, we've got a lot of amateur officials in the crowd, and not one of them like them.
Harden dishes to George. Misses the 3.
He's still looking for his first three-pointer of the second half after making just one in the first.
That's good. Flynn's got 5 points now in the quarter.
I wasn't so sure he could get it turned around after that poor first half. But he's got it rolling here a little bit in the second.
It's George on the wing. And that one's on target from the wing. And the 76ers lead by 20. The Raptors have gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. Here's Trent. On the 3 off target. Philadelphia's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Kicked away. Here's O'Keefe. Gets it to go. He's got 19.
Whether by design or accident, that was a very high-quality shot they created.
Outside, George. 18 feet out. That doesn't go either for George.
Man, a nice job there defensively, just getting a hand up enough to bother the shot.
Yeah, that was very nice. Impressive. It made it a much more difficult shot. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting in the paint and keep scoring points. Keep it going.
Yeah, not a lot you can do defensively when they continue to get the ball inside and get these easy shots.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark Power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way. Daniel Green, he's checked in for Philadelphia. Raptors trail by 14. Outside Flynn. Here's O'Gee. It's blocked. Only one man back on D. Moving it up. Here's Embiid. Got it. Good job in the low post. He's got 24.
You know, he'll make you scratch your head and throw your hands up as a defender. I mean, you just don't know how to play it.
Outside Flynn. The three. Boucher. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two.
And no question, he got bumped on that shot.
Definitely no room for discussion on that one.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. The 76ers leading by 14. Harden kicks to George. Off target with his three.
He's normally a really big threat from long range. Struggling right now. He might need to mix his game up a little bit.
Offensive rebound.
How about the effort we're seeing from him on the boards? He's already in double figures.
Yeah, and more importantly, Steve, his rebounds are leading the team.
It's George on the wing. And that one off the back of the rim and in. George has got 4 points now. And here's Toronto. They're on a 15-6 run. Number 43. And again, no good by Toronto. 76ers have gone 7 of 13 from the field here in the fourth. That's good.
You've got to be in his jersey before he catches it. You've got to deny him a catch. Otherwise, he'll hurt you from deep.
Here's Trent. To answer back, but that three is off the mark. Philadelphia's gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on three-point attempts here in the fourth. From deep, George. That doesn't go either for George.
Boy, but he was close, Kevin, to making the defense pay for lackadaisical coverage there.
Yeah, he had a really good look. I mean, he'll knock that down more often than not.
6 to shoot. Here's O'Gee. Tries again. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the strike for 2. That free throw, no good.
Boy, they came out of the locker room at halftime with a much more physical disposition than they had in the first half.
Sure helps that they've gotten extra trips to the foul line here in the second, and that has to continue if they're going to complete this comeback.
Philadelphia leading by 18. Passes it to Green. Again, Philadelphia.
Well, after all those struggles in the first half, he has really picked it up here in the second.
The Raptors shooting only 35% in the fourth quarter. The offense looking a little rickety. Number 43. No good on the three. The 76ers shooting has just been outstanding tonight. 56% as a team in this game. Lays out.
He just couldn't shake loose. He had the defender draped all over him.
Now the pass to Flynn. Misses from close range.
Some rugged defense there against one of the stronger finishers in the game.
And out of bounds as Toronto gains possession. .136 left to play in the final quarter. Number 43, defended by George. Here's O'Gee, shot clock at 2, sinks the triple. He's got 26.
Boy, he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the defense.
The three from Harden. Another miss by Harden. Raptors trail by 17. Here's Trent looking to end his cold spell. Good D by Harden.
Now, bad timing. His team trailing, and this has not been a quarter that he'd like to remember. It's like he's just trying to showcase his range, but he could probably get a better shot in that possession.
Yeah, he sure could. It doesn't do you any good if you miss it from that deep.
0. Covered by Flynn. Here's Embiid. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
They certainly haven't let these fans down tonight. Fun night to be in the building.
It has been. I mean, the atmosphere has been great, and no doubt that helped with the winning effort.
Number 45. Up again. slams it home for the putback.
That is a booming putback. Step aside, fellas.
They wanted nothing to do with him there.
At least not with the ball in his hands and the rim in sight.
Here's Embiid. Drops in the tray.
Time to turn out the lights on this game.
I think they deserve a ton of credit for the way they played here today. Truly a professional display.
Back to Young. And that's collected by DeAndre Jordan. Number 30. And that falls.
And they're not finished yet.